Yes, dear students, welcome you all in today's lecture. Today we are going to discuss about the phase reactions or the phase diagrams. And earlier already we have studied the isomorphous phase diagram and eutectic phase diagram. And we have seen the two reactions, isomorphous reaction and phase reaction. But this is the lecture special for only for phase reactions. So, dear students, what are the phase reactions? Let us see one by one. Under the subject materials technology. So, the important phase reactions are isomorphous reaction, eutectic phase reaction, eutectoid phase reaction, and peritectic phase reactions. The phase reactions are the reactions those are responsible for the transformation of phases from one form to other form under the equilibrium condition. So first reaction that we are going to discuss, that is known as isomorphous reaction, and this reaction takes place for an alloy that is known as isomorphous alloy. So let us understand what is isomorphous alloy. Isomorphous alloy in which two metals are completely soluble. Two metals are completely soluble and they have homogeneous mixture. And if they have homogeneous mixture, means they have uniform phase or uniform appearance. So such a mixture is known as isomorphous system. The best example is copper and nickel in the field of metals. But beyond the field of metals, if we take an example for isomorphous system, the best example is water and milk. When the water is added with the when the milk is added with the water, then after few seconds you can see that the both components are mixed with each other. They are completely. It means we can say that uh, these are these are completely soluble and they have homogeneous mixture and they will show the uniform appearance. So that is also the example of isomorphous system. In the case of metals, copper and nickel, when the nickel is added with the copper up to the 100%, both are mixed with each other completely. They are completely soluble. They have homogeneous mixture, and we can say that they have uniform appearance. That system is known as isomorphous system. So a reaction takes place in this uh, system. That reaction is known as isomorphous reaction, and this reaction shows that isomorphous reaction shows that the phase transform from liquid to solid. This reaction shows that there is the transformation of phase directly from liquid to solid. So let us see. Yes, isomorphous reaction is the reaction in which liquid form of an alloy transforms into solid phase. And this is the representation of isomorphous reaction. Yes, after melting point, whole alloy will be in the liquid phase. So at this end, the alloy is available in the liquid form. And when the alloy is cooled, when the temperature is going to decrease, solidification process will start. It means cooling process is going on. So during the cooling process, and by happening this reaction, this liquid phase transforms directly into the solid phase. That is known as alpha, right? It transforms from liquid phase to directly alpha solid. And In between liquid and solid, there is an intermediate phase, that is liquid plus solid phase. So this reaction is known as isomorphous reaction. If the process is reversed, if the solid phase, that is alpha, it is heated, then temperature will rise and a melting point will come, and after melting point, the solid phase converted into the liquid phase. So this reaction is known as isomorphous reaction. And already this reaction we have seen in the isomorphous diagram, but I want to repeat here in brief and very fast, right? These are the two lines, right? On the vertical line, we represent temperature in the degree Celsius, right? And on the horizontal axis, we represent the uh, composition of an alloy. Whatever alloy you have taken, but alloy should be isomorphous. So here will be the base metal. For example, we have considered copper, right? And at the other end, there will be other element like nickel. So after that, now mark the melting point of copper and nickel. Whatever melting point they have copper and nickel, mark the copper point, and we know that the melting point of copper is a little lower the nickel. So mark melting point of copper at this point, and mark the melting point of nickel at this point, right? A and B. Yes, after marking the melting point of the individual metals, now draw the lines. Now join A to B like this. Now join A to B through a line, straight line, and draw also one more lines as a curved line like this, and join A to B. So dear students, these two lines, yes, this line is known as liquidus line, and this line is known as solidus line. Solidus line. And uh, now we discuss about the phases. So above the liquidus line, the phase present will be liquid, right? Because we crossed the melting point A and B. So uh, the alloy, that is the combination of copper and nickel, will be in the form of liquid above the liquidus line. It means liquidus line shows the boundary. Liquidus line shows the shows that the transformation of phase is taking place from liquid plus solid to liquid. Here the phase is liquid plus solid, and below the solidus line, the complete alloy will be in the form of solid, that is alpha. So solidus line shows that the phase transformation from liquid plus solid to solid. So this is the isomorphous phase diagram, and L plus alpha and alpha. These are showing the isomorphous reaction. Yes, now move to next reaction, that is known as eutectic reaction. eutectic reaction. So the eutectic reaction takes place in the eutectic alloy. So what is eutectic alloy? Let us understand. Is such alloy in which two metals are not completely soluble. Yes, in the isomorphous we discussed the both metals are both components are completely soluble, but here uh, we are going to consider such alloy in which both components are not completely soluble. If they have not completely soluble, it means they have a heterogeneous mixture and they have no uniform phase. Please correct here the spelling of phase. Phasp. Right. And after limit of solubility, a certain phase is started to form. Yes. So already regarding the eutectic alloy, already we have discussed in the eutectic phase diagram uh, deeply. So after limit of solubility, the second phase is started. Examples are copper and silver and lead and tin. These copper and silver, this alloy is known as eutectic alloy. Lead and tin also, this is also called eutectic alloy. Because when the silver is added to the copper, and you can see after the limit of solubility, the silver will not mix with the copper completely, and it will start to form the second phase. In the similarly, if we want to observe when the tin is added to the lead, then after the limit of solubility, the tin will not be mixed with the lead completely and will start to form the second phase. So such alloy are known as eutectic alloys. Now see the eutectic reaction. Yes, eutectic reaction. This reaction shows that the liquid form of an alloy transforms into the two different solids. So this is the representation of eutectic reaction in the as a equation. After the melting point, whole alloy will be in the form of liquid. So here the phase is available in the form of liquid, and as the temperature is going to down, cooling process starts. Cooling process is started like this, and this reaction in this reaction uh, you will see that transformation of alloy from liquid phase to two different solids, alpha plus beta, right? So this is the reaction in which there is a transformation of phase of an alloy from liquid to two solids, that is alpha plus beta. And if the process is reversed, then when the melting point of alpha plus beta is crossed, then again whole alloy will be converted into the liquid phase. So this reaction is known as eutectic reaction, and this reaction takes place in the eutectic alloys. Yes. Now move to next reaction, that is known as eutectoid reaction. Eutectoid reaction is eutectoid reaction takes place in the eutectoid alloy. So first we understand what is eutectoid alloy. Is such alloy in which two metals are not completely soluble? Yes. Similarly, it means this alloy is similar to the eutectic alloy, right? If two metals will not be completely soluble, then they have heterogeneous mixture and they have no uniform phase. Phase corrected spelling of phase. Right. And after a limit of solubility, a second phase is started to form. But here we are going to consider the example, that is iron and carbon. Here for this reaction, we are not considering here the example of copper and silver and lead and tin, that those we have taken for the eutectic reaction. Because in the copper and silver and the lead and tin alloy, the eutectoid reaction does not exist. So we are going to consider that alloy in which this reaction exists. So eutectoid reaction takes place in the alloy like iron and carbon, Fe plus C. So now see this reaction. Yes, this is a eutectoid reaction. This reaction shows that the one solid form of an alloy transforms into two different solids. So very important thing is there. Here, only one sentence you have to remember that eutectoid reaction is the reaction in which there is a transformation from solid to solid. At one side, we have single solid, and on the other hand, we will have two different solids. So this is the reaction. On the one end, we have solid phase, that is gamma, right? And when the temperature is going to decrease up to the room temperature, then definitely solidification process will be continued, and the gamma iron is transformed into alpha plus beta, two different pieces. So this reaction shows the transformation of single solid phase to the two solid phases, alpha plus beta. And if the process is reversed, then again we can get gamma iron. Gamma is also known as austenite, right? And here alpha means ferrite, and beta means in the case of uh, iron and carbon, uh, we will replace beta by Fe3C, that is cementite. Fe3C. So this reaction you will see in the iron and in the case of alloy, iron and carbon. Now the last reaction, that is barotactic reaction, and this reaction also takes place in the alloy like iron and carbon, right? This reaction shows that the liquid and solid form of alloy transforms into one solid, right? So on the one end, we have liquid plus solid, combination of liquid plus solid, right? Solid in the form of delta iron. Delta iron, uh, if you remember, then regarding the delta iron, we have discussed in the allotropy of iron. And delta iron, uh, delta iron, we can see above the temperature 1493 degrees Celsius, right? Something 1493 degrees Celsius. So on the one end, there is a mixture of liquid plus delta iron, and when the temperature decreases, means solidification start, cooling process. Under the cooling process, then this phase transforms to the single solid, that is gamma. It is also known as austenite. Austenite. And if the process is reversed, then again we can get alpha L plus delta iron. So here the delta iron is involved here. So we can understand that this reaction is happening around the temperature 1400 to 15 degree or 1550 degrees Celsius, right? So recently we have discussed that in the eutectoid reaction, the solid phase gamma transformed to two different solid. But in paritactic reaction, the alpha plus delta iron phase transformed to gamma iron. It means this reaction shows that the peritectic reaction will take place first, then start eutectoid reaction, because eutectoid reaction is starting from gamma iron, right? And gamma iron we are getting from the peritectic reaction. So uh, first peritectic reaction will take place, then after that eutectoid reaction will take place. So dear students, in today's lecture we have discussed about the different reactions, isomorphous reaction, yeah, eutectic reaction, eutectoid reaction, and in the last we have discussed about the peritectic reaction, right? And isomorphous reaction can be seen in the isomorphous alloy, right? But the remaining reactions, eutectic reaction, eutectoid reaction, and peritectic reactions can be seen in the uh, different alloys in which two metals are not completely soluble. But in each alloy, these all three reactions cannot be seen. For example, copper and silver, lead and tin, right? This is a eutectic alloy, right? In this, two components are not completely soluble, right? But in these alloys, only we can see eutectic reaction, because in these alloys, peritectic reaction, eutectoid reaction do not exist, right? But we will discuss in the next lecture iron carbon diagram, in which we can see all these three reactions starting from peritectic, eutectic, and eutectoid reaction. So iron carbon diagram shows these all three reactions. So we will discuss in the iron carbon diagram. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.